It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join News Director Paul David and News Editor Philip Catafamo as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics in Yavapai County that affect all our lives. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Paul David. As always, it's great to have you in studio with us today, whether you're watching or listening. Marie Carpenter is in studio with the Cottonwood Police Department Communications Center Manager. Welcome back, Marie.
Thanks. It's great to be back.
April is 911 Education Month. Marie reached out to me a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Said, hey, do you have any spots open? We need to talk about this. And this week is Dispatchers Week as well?
It is.
Okay.
It is, yeah. National Public Safety Telecommunicators Appreciation Week.
Okay. Let's remind our viewers and listeners exactly, it says Cottonwood Police Department Communications Center, but you don't just work for Cottonwood.
That's correct.
When it comes to the dispatch center. So how many agencies actually do you work with?
Several. We dispatch for the Cottonwood Police Department, Cottonwood Fire Department, Verde Valley Ambulance Company, Jerome Fire Department, the Verde Valley Fire District, the Sedona Fire District, and the Copper Canyon Fire and Medical District.
Is there room for you to take even more than that?
Yes, we were designed to be a fully regional center, and we do have room for expansion.
Okay, wow. How much staff do you have there?
When fully staffed, we have 21 employees. That includes a manager, 3 supervisors, and the dispatchers, and we have 2 vacancies right now.
Oh, so you got that many people working in there at the same time each day?
No. Actually we staff about 4.
Okay, 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a total of 6 consoles plus a training console that can be made live. So we do, like I said, have the room for expansion.
Okay, all right. And Marie brought something up before the show too. 911. I take it a little for granted because I've lived here for so long, and so I've made the mistake, and we're going to talk about some of the mistakes you could make when you call 911, things you shouldn't do and should do when you call 911, as well as the new technology that's out. But I take it kind of for granted that people, well, what do you mean you don't know where I'm at? I just told you I'm in the Green Tree Plaza. Why wouldn't you know where that is? But yes, the address is very important. So
yes.
And then you were mentioning that there's, right now, our population has increased so much because of all the visitors that are
Yes, we have lots of visitors in the area.
Have you seen that increase from year to year in terms of just dispatching?
This seems to be a little bit more dynamic as opposed to last year, where things were just a little bit tampered down last year. People were staying home, things were closed down, a lot of isolation. So it's a stark contrast from what we saw last year to this year. And we did see a good spike in our call volume just because the weather's great.
Arizona's open again.
We're open for business, and it's a good time to come to Arizona. So more people, more calls.
Okay, all right. Let's get into 911 Education Month.
Sure.
First of all, there are a few things we should know before we pick up that phone. Granted, if it's an emergency, pick it up and call 911.
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Every time.
But what are some of the things we need to be prepared when we call 911 to be asked that we need to have the information for?
The first thing we need to know is where you are. We need to know where to send help. But
I thought you guys could trace that.
Well, we have certain technologies that allow us to do that. If you can tell us where you are and describe it to us, it's faster, it's more reliable, and it's verified. But we do have technologies that assist us in locating a person. And right now, like I said, we have lots of visitors in town, and a lot of them from out of the area. They may not always know the commonplace name or the street name or the Forest Service road or what the different commonly used landmarks are. Typically, when somebody calls 911 from a wireline phone from their home, the traditional telephone, their location information or whatever is tied to their subscription for that phone service comes into us, and it's a static location. And that's very easy to use. That's enhanced to 911. When we talk about wireless, it's the wireless phase 2, and it uses the cell phone towers to triangulate a person's location, and it gives us pretty good latitude and longitude with a within 36 meters is about the industry standard of accuracy, and that's very helpful. But have you ever been out on vacation and you pick up your phone and you order up a ride share, Uber or Lyft, and it knows exactly where you are and knows exactly where you want to go, and yet 911, we've got to really query and take a look at this information coming in on these wireless phones. And I think we kind of take that for granted. We think, I can get an Uber, I can get a pizza, I can get a food service delivered, especially after this last year. We're all staying home and having food delivered and groceries delivered.
Taking advantage of that,
yeah. We just go onto our app and we put in our location, and it's so simple. But 911 technology has been a little bit different, a little bit behind the times. Uber and Lyft and, rideshare and delivery, they're up and running. They can find your location, get you there, what you need right away. So that gap has started to be, that gap is being narrowed with the technology for 911. And those services, Rapid SOS is one of them, and Rapid Deploy. They're two different services that are available to our 911 dispatchers to supplement location information using that same technology that the ride shares and deliveries are using.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
It's real exciting.
I knew not, because we're going to get into 911 text as well in today's show. And I remember I asked the former Sedona Fire Marshal years ago, are we going to be able to text 911? He says, well, we're working on it in the state. And that was probably 5-6 years ago, maybe more than that. And now it has arrived over the last couple of years, because I know I've done some stories on that, and the text is available. Okay, so other than what it is where I'm at and where I need help at, what are the other things I got to make sure I have so I can relay the information to the dispatcher to get the help quicker?
What's happening?
Okay.
Tell us what's happening. Give us a good description of what's happening. There's so many different types of calls and so many reasons to call, but in a motor vehicle accident, tell us what the vehicles look like. Tell us if anybody's hurt, if the vehicle's leaking fluid, if it's blocking the roadway. If you don't know, just say, I don't know. But we're going to ask these questions, and the answers to those questions really help us prepare the responders for what they're coming to. So if it's a high angle rescue, give us an idea of what's happening there, what the injuries are, what the location looks like, how high, how low, what the terrain is. These details really help us fill in the first responders so they can prepare for their response.
Wow, that's a lot to take in, huh? And especially if you're a tourist in the area, you're just kind of, amazed at everything you're seeing all around you. You might not have that information.
You may not have that information, that's right.
But again, like you said, if I don't know, I'll just say, I don't know how to answer that question for you.
I don't have that information, we'll move on.
And we move on from there. Okay, all right. Let me ask you this before we take our first break.
Sure.
There's got to be times when, probably a lot of times, when people call and they're hysterical.
Yes.
How do you get past the hysteria to get somebody to even start to calm down so you can get a clear thought out of them and some information out of them? Because I would think that happens more times than not. It
does, and we've been participating with NAH, Northern Arizona Healthcare, pre-hospital CPR call reviews. And we're listening to the 911 call, we're listening to the interaction between the crews and the hospital, and we're evaluating these to learn from them and take these things back to our agencies. We want to improve always. And CPR success stories are on the rise. We're seeing more saves, and that's because we have better access to 911. So we have that early activation of the 911 and the first response system, AEDs, the defibrillators. We have the hands-on chest doing the compressions. First responders have the tools they need to do the cardioversion or the appropriate medication, and then the rapid transport and the care at the hospital. This is really improving the survival rates on cardiac arrest. And the biggest obstacle we're having from the 911 side of things is getting that caller calmed down enough to hear what we need to have them do. So it's repetitive persistence. We don't rise, because if we rise, they rise, as far as the emotion and the volume.
That makes sense.
So try to keep it calm. Of course, inside you're not calm. Inside you're very excited, your endorphins are running, but you have to force yourself to be calm and say, I need you to do this, I need you to do this, we need to help him or her. And we do have the demographics in our community. We have an older population, and we do have sometimes where we have an elderly caregiver of an elderly patient. and they may not have the strength to pull a person out of a recliner, pull a person off of a chair. And we talk them through that. We tell them we have to get them on a hard, flat surface. We have to do this. And there are times where they're just crying and they can't hear us, so we just constantly repeat it until we get the compliance. Get them on a hard, flat surface. I need you to put your hands on his chest. Hard and fast, 600 times until help can take over. And we do this, and we've had success stories, and we've had stories that we couldn't get compliance. Mm-hmm. We do our best every single time. We go into every single call with the potential and the anticipation that this is going to have a successful outcome, and we try that every time.
Okay, so another thing, try to remain calm when you're calling 911.
Yes.
Let's take our first break.
Sure.
Cottonwood Police Department Communications Center Manager Marie Carpenter is in studio. April is 911 Education Month, countywide, back in just a couple minutes.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Your carpet is the largest air filter in your home, trapping dust, dirt, and germs from the air that your family members breathe, even the furriest ones.
That's why it's important to keep your carpet and tile clean and hygienic with regular cleanings by Zero Res. Zero Res uses state-of-the-art technology and powered water, not soap or harsh chemicals, so zero residue is left on home surfaces.
Schedule your appointment today because a clean home is a healthy home. Visit ZeroResNorthernArizona.com.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
Welcome back to Countywide. We're talking 911. It's 911 Education Month. Marie Carpenter from Cottonwood Police Department Communications Center. She's the manager there. She's with us in the studio today. Let's jump into some of the new stuff because we talked a little bit at the start of the show about the texting 911.
Yes.
And I was really glad to see that got here. I was telling you, Gary Johnson was telling me, it's coming, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But now it's here, and we can actually text 911. How does that work, and are you guys using it, and how has it worked for you so far?
Yes, it went live in our region here in Yavapai County in September of 2020. And I think it's probably worth noting, we've had a number of headlines throughout the last year. Things have been crazy with COVID and so many things going on. And I think some of the really great things that we've had with 911 may have been, they just didn't quite capture that top headline,
Sure.
Like the text to 911 and rapid SOS and rapid deploy. So, but I'm excited to talk about it here. It's alive and well. You just pick up your phone, you dial the number 911 as that's the number you're texting to, and then you enter a brief message. And if you can start it with location and what's happening, then it's just that much faster for us. Our 911 system has an automated response when we answer a text to 911, and it comes in, it's got a special sound to it. And then the dispatcher would start communicating back and forth with the caller by typing out messages. And then they would have to enter it into another system, which is our CAD system, which is computer-aided dispatch, a call for service, and then dispatch it. So we tell people, call if you can. Always lean towards calling first. Text if you can't. And if you can't, it could be a number of reasons why you can't. Maybe you're not safe to have a voice conversation.
That would be my number one thing, yeah. Somebody's actually hiding from somebody else,
right.
and they can't
If you're not
speak.
safe, absolutely text. Yeah. If you're unable to communicate verbally, the deaf and hard of hearing community, this has been a huge advancement to support them. The TTY or TDD devices were the standard for communication centers, and Americans with Disabilities Act required that we had them, that we tested them. But this goes so much further than that because we're a mobile society. Everybody is out and doing things and not carrying around a TTY machine with them. Sure. So this has been a huge advancement for everyone to be able to reach 911, and so there are definitely applicable times to do it, and there are times when you can't make a voice call because of the location you're in.
I was going to ask you, we have a lot of course, hikers and stuff that get stranded in the mountains and everything, and sometimes, there's no signal out there for a phone, but I think at some point in time, you can probably get a text through and say, hey, I'm lost out here in the middle of nowhere. Yes. Is that another, that's probably a pretty good...
Absolutely.
Okay.
We Copper Canyon Fire and Medical have responded many times to the Fossil Creek area in the past for rescues. And the way we would get these calls is from somebody who's not even remotely close to the area who received a text from a friend because they couldn't get a voice call out, but they were able to text. Okay. So they text a friend who then contacts 911, and we're
now you got a middleman.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to get the information from this person who's texting back and forth from. So now we can kind of cut the middleman out, and we're talking right to the person who needs our assistance. All they have to do is punch in 911 as the recipient and tell us what's going on, and we can talk back and forth with them.
It's amazingly great. Okay, we got a couple minutes before we have to take on the break. What about the Rapid SOS? And you said there was a website, emergencyprofile.org. That sounded kind of interesting. So tell us about that real quick.
Rapid SOS is a service that helps fill in that gap for us on location information. There are limitations. It relies on the newer versions of iOS or Android for that to work. But if a person goes onto that website, emergencyprofile.org, they can create a free account. They can tell us who their emergency contacts are. They can tell us what medical history they have. They can tell us about any medical allergies. If a person has an internal defibrillator or some kind of really significant medical history, and the first responders need to know that, it just really fills in the gap and gives us information. They might be out and about, and somebody call for them who doesn't know them, doesn't know their history, or is unable to relay it. So we'll have that information available to the dispatchers and the first responders.
And so when the emergency medical personnel show up, they've got all that information in front of them. They can check it and say, okay, you're allergic to penicillin, so we can't use that, and get started right away. That's amazing. Let's take our second break.
Absolutely.
Cottonwood Police Department Communications Center Manager Marie Carpenter is in studio today. April is 911 Education Month. Again, that for the Rapid SOS, there's emergencyprofile.org is the website you can go to. Stick around. Countywide back in just a couple minutes.
The mouth is the gateway to the digestive system. Studies indicate a correlation between oral health and full body health. Regular cleanings and checkups can help protect you. New patients are welcome at Arizona Smile Designers in Cottonwood. There's a full smile worth of services all offered under one roof. Whitening and cosmetic to implants and smile reconstruction. Find out more or request an appointment online at azsmiledesigners.com.
Your carpet is the largest air filter in your home, trapping dust, dirt, and germs from the air that your family members breathe, even the furriest ones.
That's why it's important to keep your carpet and tile clean and hygienic with regular cleanings by Zero Res. Zero Res uses state-of-the-art technology and powered water, not soap or harsh chemicals, so zero residue is left on home surfaces.
Schedule your appointment today because a clean home is a healthy home. Visit ZeroResNorthernArizona.com.
Hi, this is Greg at Verde Solar Power. You know, Arizona has lots of clean, renewable sunshine, and we want to help you take advantage of it with our quality solar installations, and we offer to beat any written offer on a residential solar electric system. So bring us your electric bill and let us show you how solar power will save you money. We're located conveniently here in the Verde Valley and are dedicated to helping the valley go solar. So remember, the energy solution comes up every morning.
Award-winning Soundbites Grill is an entertainment restaurant located in Uptown Sedona at the Hyatt Pinion Point Resort. Open for lunch and dinner, featuring fresh fish, all-natural hand-cut beef, even a full vegan menu. Family-friendly, open 11:30 to 9, late dining on Friday and Saturday. Soundbites Grill has some of the best views of the Sedona Red Rocks. Offers world-class entertainment, food, fun, and music.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got just a few minutes left of the program. Cottonwood Police Department Communications Center Manager Marie Carpenter is in studio. April is 911 Education Month. We talked Rapid SOS. We've talked about the texting 911, which is so fantastic to have here.
Absolutely, it is.
The last one is Rapid Deploy. What is Rapid Deploy?
Rapid Deploy is another location identification tool. It actually is installed on our 911 equipment. And every 911 call that comes into our center, it gives us supplemental location information. And it gives us information in different formats, not just latitude and longitude, but the Google addressing API. It gives us if you're familiar with What 3 Words is another location identification tool. You can install an app, ask for your location. It gives you 3 words. The dispatchers can receive that, enter it into the computer, find your location. But it also does something really interesting, and it's called breadcrumbs. So even after the call is disconnected for 10 minutes, it will leave a trace. So if the person is in and out of cell service or unable to communicate verbally, maybe a hostage or kidnapping situation, we can see direction of travel. And get ahead of it.
For up to 10 minutes?
For up to 10 minutes.
And it's called the breadcrumbs?
Breadcrumbs.
That is clever.
It leaves icons on a map showing direction of travel and location. So if they can initiate another call, then it kind of restarts that timer and we get another 10 minutes to see where they're going. So this would be ideal for mobile situations where they may not even know what direction they're going or headed. It helps us do that.
Worst case scenario, you got shoved in somebody's trunk and you're going down the road, you got your phone in your pocket, at least you can call.
Absolutely.
It's happened.
It's happened.
Yeah.
It's not just in the movies.
No, it's not. It has happened in Yavapai County. We've written about that story before too, so this is some pretty interesting stuff. So you got all kinds of ways to find us now if you need to.
Yes, absolutely, we do. And no technology is 100% perfect. There are going to be limitations, but we do have these tools. They're helping us out a lot. And I'm looking forward to what the future offers. The technology is it's on the rise, more to come.
Let's get into this one too. Maybe, I was going to say some of the don'ts when you call 911, but how about some of the instances where maybe, and we've got about a minute and a half left, some of the instances where I shouldn't call 911. The pandemic has done a lot of things. I noticed a lot of law enforcement agencies now have it to where if I have a disagreement with my neighbor or something like that, and it's not exactly a 911 call, my life's not being threatened, I'm not in danger, I don't necessarily call 911 to report that anymore. I can actually go to the individual law enforcement agency sites and fill out a police report.
You can do that, yes.
Yeah.
You can do tips, tip lines. You can come to the station, fill out a form. You can contact your neighborhood officer in Cottonwood. We have officers who handle, ongoing traffic issues and stuff like that.
I forgot about that, but Cottonwood officers are certain parts of the cities are theirs to take care of. I forgot about that.
So we have those options. But usually what I tell people is, are you upset or are you in danger? So if you kind of have to make that delineation. Is this are you upset because your neighbor parked in your driveway, or are you is this an emergency
Did
situation?
they park on top of you in the
there's a
driveway?
there's a you got to make that delineation.
difference,
Is this a 911 call or not?
Okay.
If you're driving by an accident and you're not really sure if anybody's hurt or not, it's always best to err on the side. Just call 911. Don't. Well, maybe somebody else will do it, or I can't really tell. I don't have that information, so I'm not going to call. That would be a reason to call.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
We're out of time.
I know. It always goes so fast.
It does, Marie. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much for coming in. Don't forget, April is 911 Education Month. That is today's Countywide. We thank you for watching, listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.